set up. First time trying multi-stream. Hold on. It's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Experience buffering. I'm not worried about it. It works. Just this is an experiment. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Just want to be sure it's actually working. Oh, one thing I should do though. I'm not gonna be able to see Twitch chat because of the way this is set. So hold on. The connection seems to be really bad. Huh. Stop recording. No, it's still bad. Huh. I feel like that's not normal. VS Studio streaming. Bad Wi-Fi? Really? Oh. What if I stop streaming Twitch? So it might be because I'm trying to multi-stream. No, I'm looking at the stream and it looks okay. So it might be because I'm trying to multi-stream. No, I'm looking at the stream and it looks okay. Maybe it's actually fine. I'll just continue streaming. We'll see how it goes. No, I'm looking. I'm just trying to figure out how to get Twitch chat. Here we go, that should work. Okay, now I should be able to see both chats, I believe. Alright. I should probably stop delaying so much. I'm just trying to... This is the first time I've ever multi-streamed. I'm trying to figure this out. Okay. Let's switch this over to stream, see if this works. Bam. And it should. There should also be music now. I realized that before I only had music like in the transition, not the transition screens, the starting soon and be right back, all that. But now there should actually be music throughout the whole stream, which is good. I thought I had it before set up already, but I did not. So, oopsies. So without further ado, let's go on ahead and do the things that I've been planning to do. So, for this stream, I was mainly planning to implement stuff like hazards and checkpoints and stuff. Checkpoints I already have mostly set up, actually. If I go into race controller, we have checkpoints and respawn checkpoints. So I have some functionality laid out for this, but I haven't done extensive testing with it. I haven't, well, yeah, that's mostly it. I just haven't really tested it much. And I haven't used it with an actual track yet. I've only done a bit of testing without actual track. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, if I go in here, I think this is the old track, right? Or no, it's, well, this is nothing actually. We can just remove this. We can remove the loop as well because we have an actual nice one. We can enable these, and it's in here if I remember correctly. Yeah. So we have these three things. I'm going to copy paste them out of this object into our track. Actually, I'm not going to put them in a track. I'm going to create a new, call this track 1. Put them all in there, and then I can put these three things in. So yeah, okay. So we have this hazard here. I'm just going to basically, just going to put this on the track. I'm going to set our player back to here, just for testing purposes. I'm probably also going to add some code so that we can set which checkpoint to spawn in when we load into the game. Just to help with testing. It's pretty often that I'm like just moving the whole model around, and that's not really ideal. It'd be better if we could just spawn on like a checkpoint or something. So I'm just gonna put this hazard like here. Obviously the actual hazards on the actual track that are like finalized are gonna be nicer than just this block of lava, but it's just something to use for now that represents a hazard that we have to avoid. It's also very hard to see because the track currently is orange, which you might have to change for copyright reasons, but we'll see. It's just the temporary color for now. It contrasts everything else. It's easy to see. So that's just what I have currently set it to. So now we have these actual checkpoints. I'm just gonna set this 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And then inside, we get all these checkpoints. Also gonna set these to 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. Which is what I should have done here. I think I set the scale to 0. Yeah, I did. So these 4 checkpoints, just cubes. Remove these 3, so we just have this one, and then I'm gonna copy the parameters on this one over to the other ones. So the starter checkpoint, we'll just put like down here. I don't know if I just adjust this. Okay, that's just the collider. Yeah. Okay. So this, stretch it across here, across up here, just like raise it. We just want to make sure it's like a big box that we go through. So that should be pretty good. So material. So this is some glass. We're just gonna make a new material. We're gonna call it checkpoint temp. This is basically just going to help us see our checkpoints in the editor and in play mode for now, until we've confirmed that it's all working perfectly. I'm just going to maybe expect like something. Respect there. We'll set the alpha multiplier to like 3, 2. Just so, like we can see it, but it's not like obscuring our view from seeing other things. So yeah. As for the rest of the functionality, all this really is a collider, box collider that's set to trigger, and it's a tag for checkpoint. And what we do is, if we go to our race controller, we have a list checkpoints and respawn checkpoints. What these basically are is they're just lists of transforms. We'll just make 4 for now. And I'm going to set each checkpoint into the list of checkpoints. And then I'm going to set 4 transforms along the map equal to our respawn checkpoints. The respawn checkpoint is basically, let's say we're on checkpoint 1 and we die. Then it sets our position to the position of the transform respawn checkpoint 1. So it would probably be like, it'd be near wherever the checkpoint passes. Like, let's say if I pass this checkpoint, and let's say I die like over here, then I would probably respawn to like here, right before this checkpoint, or so, maybe up here. It depends. In the case of testing, I'm just going to make a couple checkpoints. You can just keep these as is because they're just empty transforms. Except they're not actually, they're cubes. I guess I made them cubes just so. Well, I guess that makes sense. Just so I can easier tell where they are. So that does actually make sense. Good on me for that. I'm just gonna put it like here. So when we pass through this checkpoint, it sets our respawn to be here instead of wherever the default would be, which would be nowhere by default. I guess I think I set it to be the first one by default. So this is like our starting point. This defines like our starting point is this spawn or this checkpoint and this respawn checkpoint. So if we die before hitting any checkpoints, we respawn here. So I'm gonna make 3 more checkpoints just for now. They're not gonna be all along the track. I'm just gonna make sure that functionality works. So put this one like here, and then we'll make a respawn checkpoint next to it. Just drag it over, not necessarily making it. And if I remember correctly, I set this up so that it sets it to the rotation. So the rotation's going to matter quite a bit. I believe if I set this to local, yeah, so it should make me facing the blue arrow if I'm remembering right on how I set this up. We'll see if it actually works like that. We'll make another one after the loop-to-loop. That makes sense. These are all temporary anyways, but, you know. It's just something for now. Yeah, that should be good. Put once again respawn checkpoint next to it. See local, it's pointing this way. We're gonna turn it so it's facing the other way. Assuming I'm even doing this right. And we're gonna spawn on an angle so that we land on this flat on our tires. You can adjust these values later, it's just I want to get a basic functionality working. This last checkpoint, I don't know, somewhere far there, like really far. And then we can always make more and then adjust like the order and all that. Put one, I don't know, right up top. Why not? That's where players might die next. Realistically, you would want to have like a lot of checkpoints all over the map. It's partially to make sure that players aren't like if a player is doing a skip, let's say, or for whatever reason they fall off the map when they aren't wherever they aren't supposed to, they don't want to be sent back like super far. It's, yeah, you want the checkpoint system to be pretty accurate. It feels like, oh, I just spawned close to where I was, and I still lost progress, but it doesn't feel like I'm totally out of the race now. It spawned me halfway across the map, you know what I mean? So it's pretty important, especially in a game like this where there's going to be a lot of, like, you know, falling off the edges and getting obliterated by falling stuff, right? It's important that the player responds properly and in positions that feel fair. So what we're going to do is we're just going to... Actually, first what we're going to do is go to the race control and unlock it. So use our reference, add checkpoints. This, so I'm actually just going to set these back to 0. Just like this. Like that. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, I think we're actually just good to go. So let's see. We'll add a couple more hazards around just to make sure all the respawns are working, but for now, let's do this one. Right, so we start here. So now we should have desktop audio. I don't know how loud this is going to be. It might be pretty loud. I might have to. Actually, it does look pretty loud. So I'm just going to drop it down a bit. Be like -5, -10. Do -10. How's that? That feels like it would be better. We'll keep that for now. Anyways, so if we run into this hazard, if it's still set up correctly, yep, okay, so it respawned me. It instantly killed me. But you'll notice something a little odd. When I respawned, I went flying, right? I went like all over the place. So that's likely due to the respawn checkpoint parameters, the rotation and all that, because it sets your position and rotation to whatever the object is. So that means we just have to adjust this so that it's actually the correct values. So I'm just going to put it up a little high, just so that we can like, actually see what exactly is going on, like how we are spawning in. Oh, it looks okay actually. Oh well, I did just change it. So yeah, so as you can see, after we spawned in, we were no longer like being pushed forward, and we're not like pretty much everything's being reset. Oh, that just made me realize I should have a check to make sure when you're drifting, you're actually grounded. I didn't think about that. But that, I suppose, is a good idea. Yeah, because currently you can start drifting here. I'll go change that right now, actually. Drift. It is ground, and m_vehicle dot fully grounded. So that's basically just a function that checks for each wheel and checks if they are if they're all grounded, basically. Actually, we'll do if any grounded, because there might be times where you try and drift and one of your wheels might be like a tiny bit off the ground, in which case it would not allow you to drift. So that's not actually really preferable. It'd be better to check if just any of the wheels are grounded. That makes sense to me, at least for now. So now, oh, I forgot to check. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Else if, oh, I see. That there. Or not. Maybe. Was that a if not any wheel is grounded, or end vehicle, not any wheel grounded, then return. So basically just if we do not have even a single wheel grounded, then do not run any of the drift code. Or is that preferable actually? So I think that that should be fine. Right? Hold on. I have a couple ideas of why that might not work. So if I'm drifting, yeah, and then it continues to emit the drift. Okay. I guess you just put that in respawn. This is only really going to be called respawn, so I'm just going to do this is for each wheel, right? No? Do this. Before we return, is drifting false? I think. This here. Yeah. Sense, and then we'll check. This is kind of messy, but it will work. It's quite messy, but it'll do the job for now. At least I can clean up its code later, or I won't. I might just. That's super possible. So now if I'm drifting. Interesting. So it's still emitting. Where is that? It's not drift smoke. Drift trails. Is drifting. So it might stop emitting, but it's still, because I think if I was looking at it correctly, it was emitting for like a second. So I have an idea. Yeah, see, so it emits up to like here. So what I can do is, and this is going to be a thing that I'm going to have on all these hazards anyways, is a delay between when you hit it and when you actually teleport it and respawn. Because most of the hazards are going to be like, you know, fallen lava, fallen acid, fallen, get hit by whatever. So it's going to be a second between the time that you hit by it or fall on it or whatever and when you actually respawn. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to add a bool. Stunned. So by default we are not stunned. A wait and do, which I think I did somewhere. Yeah. player controller. I'm gonna add this custom routine thingy to here. So we're gonna do like a second. So set stun to true. When the second we hit a hazard, we are stunned. After 1 second, we respawn. Stun equals. And what this bool is going to do is we're going to go down to, or up actually, to update and check if stunned. So if we are stunned, then we can't drift, we can't boost, we can't slow down, nothing like that. Actually, we do want these to work though. So what we're actually gonna do is put it here. If stunned, then return. Like we still want our current boost, our current speed, and distance between us and the next checkpoint to keep updating after we've hit a hazard. It's like, let's say we hit a hazard, a bunch of people pass us, for example, which is determined by this. Or let's say we're hit by something and we keep moving before respawning. We want all this stuff to actually update properly. So, but we don't want to be able to input any controls. Although, this stuff we might need to do. Yeah. So we should move this up here, I suppose. I don't know if there's any bad things about putting it here, but we're just gonna put it up there for now. I don't think pitch from cars use any right yet. Alright, so with that, there should be a 1 second delay. Actually, I'll add a, you know what, I'll add on each hazard, because per hazard, there's probably going to be different delays. So I might just make a new script for the hazards, call this hazard controller. We're just basically going to assign each hazard a few parameters. Right now, we're probably only gonna make one, which is the delay time. So when we hit this hazard, we determine how long the game waits until respawning us by the int value on the hazard. Like if I'm falling in lava, it might respawn me a different amount of time in between hitting it and being hit by, like, I don't know, a boulder or something. If we want to do that, maybe we don't want to do that. Maybe they're all going to be the same, but I imagine it might be a little bit different. So I'm just going to make especially if it's like an animation thing. Like if I'm hitting a hazard that has like an animation to it, I might want to make the delay a little bit longer so I could play the full animation of it killing me or something. So we're going to make a public float respawn. By default, set that to like 1. So what we're going to do now is, now that we've assigned a respawn time and a hazard controller to the hazards, or I haven't yet actually, because I need to add them to the, other. Assign both. Respawn 1. So now what we're going to do is go back to player controller, and we actually already have a check that gets the hazard that we collide with. Somewhere in the script. I just gotta find it. Right here. So we already get hazard. It's determined by other. So we're gonna do, we're gonna set the delay time right here to other dot get component hazard dot hazard controller. Right. dot respawn time. Yeah, so now it's gonna set the delay between when we're stunned and when we respawn to the respawn time variable in our thing. Our hazard, that's it. And that should probably work. To test, we're gonna set this hazard. Let's say, I don't know, let's say this lava is like really funny and decides to stun you for 3 seconds. We'll just see if it actually works. So in theory, that should mean that if I am drifting, I walk into this. Oh, interesting. Wait, what? Okay, a lot that just happened was not what I thought would happen. Okay. Stunned equals true. If stunned equals true, what are we skipping? Are we skipping things we aren't supposed to be skipping? Turn. Don't drift, don't boost, don't slow down. Enter. I'm wondering why did it teleport me back? Yeah. We'll just remove these for now. Because we don't need these quite yet. We'll figure out that stuff later. I want to figure out what in the world is it. I'm gonna add a couple debug.logs through the hazards to see what's being run. Something went quite wrong there. Several things. Several things. I would say honestly. Okay, so we're gonna put a debug.log right here. Basically say start hit hazard. So this is gonna run when we hit the hazard. And then we're gonna put another debug here that says respawn. So we have this and then it calls. I don't know why I did it like this. Because it brings us to... Wait. Am I missing code here? Let's move in. I made another... Wait. Hold on. Nice movement. I think there's a couple more things I need to add, but they're unrelated to the issue that we saw. Let me add a couple things here. So, drift smoke dot stop. Right off the bat, we want to stop drift smoke. For each wheel, we need to stop the stop these, and also these, even though I haven't set them up yet, which is the flames. Whoa, why did I put it up there? And there's also the other thing, the what's it called? The drift trails. So where are those? Right here. Set emitting to false. So basically, when we hit a hazard, we want to like stop everything because we're not supposed to have any control over anything anymore. So we are being stunned. Curious what else is going on here, because I feel like there's a couple things that I may be missing. Oh, that's stuff. That's fine. So we walk into the hazard. Yeah, like why? So it triggered twice? On trigger enter. Yeah. There isn't multiple triggers here, right? It's just the one. So why is it being triggered twice? And no, I shouldn't really add it. Huh. Other enters the trigger. Why would it be called twice? I guess I'll for now, and stunned equals false. That's weird though, it shouldn't be doing that. Try that again. That's weird. Respawn player. Position invitation. Why did it? Is it setting this as our checkpoint for some reason? No, that doesn't make any sense. Why would it be doing that? Whoa. Hold on. What? Wait. Why do we have a whole bunch of checkpoints on front? What? Does it generate them automatically? I don't remember adding that. Race controller. Oh. Yeah, no, I totally forgot I added that. Okay, set this to 0, set this to 0. So, I mean, I don't think that should be causing the bugs that we're seeing, but I forgot that I had a parent for hazard and, or checkpoints parent. I have a check parent and a respawn checkpoints parent. Basically, automatically adds them for me. What was happening was it was setting it in here, basically. Which is bad, because that is no longer where our checkpoints are. So, if we go to race controller, we add the checkpoints here, respawn checkpoints here. So now it should automatically add all of these checkpoints and all these respawn checkpoints to that list. That's what's happening. I completely forgot to put the line of code there. So there you go. So now, maybe it'll work? Yeah, there we go. Just to see if our inputs. Oh no, we're still able to. Oh. Wait, what? Wait, what? So it isn't. It's teleporting us back sometimes. I think. What? Huh. So it's doing this correctly. So we can remove this deep. But obviously something is not working. Position. Like this should be fine. Yeah, that should be okay. Position equals to Position. Rotation. What's that rotation? Yeah. That should be okay. Velocity, angular velocity 0. Yeah, that's good. Weird. Next checkpoint index. What does this look like exactly? Where is this even? Private in here. I'll set it to public just so we can see what it is in runtime. Here. Yeah, it's here. 0. It's still 0. If we go through here, now it's a 1. If we go through here, it's still 1. Now if we go through this checkpoint again, no, it's still 1. Okay. But the second time it doesn't teleport us back. Why? Okay, the delay works. Yeah. What? Guess another thing we can do is set horizontal and set all the inputs to 0. Trigger. Yeah, right here. Vector 2.0. Okay. It's a float. Okay, so just 0 then. Do vertical as well. Set steer input vector 2.0. No, it's a float again. Really? Oh, right, because it's either -1 or 1. And vehicle dot set accelerate input 0. Vehicle dot set. Is that it? Yeah, that's all. Okay, it's all inputs set to 0. So now, when we go through a thing, it should just start slowing down, and then, or like turning or whatever, it should be canceled out. Huh. That's so strange. Or no? Wait, what if we did this? Spawn player. And then this is called after. Maybe? That would be rather silly, but let's see. Or no, that doesn't make any sense. That wouldn't be it at all. Guess we're trying it anyways. Okay, I was just thinking, I wonder if it only works if we're outside of the collider. We teleport, but clearly that is not the case. so weird, though. Is it due to this? The script here that controls our position? What if we go up here and we do if player controller? I don't know if it's that. I don't think we do. If get component player controller that's stunned to what to make public, I guess, for this specific case. Yeah. Hide in inspector. What is it? Suggestion. OBS keeps bugging me about things. I'm saying that things are not right, but I don't know. I can't tell. I'm not the one trying to watch. Just like, yeah, like now it's saying 59,000 dropped frames. Or is that total dropped frames? Oh, that's probably total. I thought that was like per whatever amount of time. I think that's like total since I started streaming, which might be okay. I hope. I don't know. I just gotta wait till someone comes in and mentions if it's terrible or watchable. So if stunned, then return. Because it might be that. It might be something here that's not working. Or that's causing the teleport to not work. Go through here. No, that's not it at all. Weird. Isn't it looks like it is teleporting us, but we're going back for some reason. Wait, what? Oh no, this is the old script. Yeah. So that's totally fine. I can probably just delete that old script, honestly. Delete. There. Still so curious why it's doing that. Because we know it's not being called twice. It's just setting position and rotation. Let's see. Let's split this scene in game view and see if we are actually teleporting back here at all. I'm pretty sure we are. I think so. Unless my code is just big silly. Let's look right here. Yeah. Yeah, so why is it putting us back? Man. Weird. Rationalize movement. It's not because of this, is it? That wouldn't make any sense. It shouldn't be. Maybe I'm just going bonkers. Going wildly insane. No, it's like it's teleporting us and then moving us right back. Does not do that. What is setting our position? There shouldn't be anything. I'm just using like rigid body force to move it. It's not like setting position. Weird. None of this is running, so well, it can't be that. If stunned, yeah. And it should be... I think I made it public, right? Or I made it hide it inspector. We'll make it public just for... Or remove the hide it inspector for a second just to see if it actually is that. But even so, it shouldn't be a problem, but... There's been a lot of cases where I think something's not the problem, and then I'm totally wrong. So, maybe. Yeah, so stunned is false by default. And we'll run. That should still be false. Yep. Once we go into this, it's true. I do not get it. I do not really understand. Oh, I should be fine. If stunned. Wait. No, surely not. Because we are going through the checkpoint to respawn here, I guess. But no, we shouldn't. Brain. Okay. Go through. Uh-huh. Teleport. Nope. I guess not. Teleport. Nope. Like, it's clearly moving us, at least for a second. What? Wait, why did it work that time? Oh, not that time, of course, because that would be silly. Why would it work that time? What? Now I'm more confused. So it works sometimes. That's honestly the worst thing that could possibly happen. If it's not working ever, then I'm like, okay, well clearly something's not working. Just to fix it. If it's working sometimes, then I'm like, huh? Huh? What? Is it because I have multiple colliders? How about disable the sphere collider? Nope, clearly not. Well, no, that wouldn't make any sense because we put it like we confirmed that this code is only running once. So then I don't know. Transform to up position. Respawn player, yep. Hope that is all the transform deposition calls in the entire project. Oh, not here. Debug.log. Try that. Who is message? Just test this real quick. Just gotta respond. So, yes. Yeah, like it's teleporting us, and then it's. I'm really not sure why that's happening. This is really frustrating because I don't understand why it's happening. It's so strange. Yeah, no worries. I was about to respond to that, but it looks like you are aware of the current situation. I can get back to you about that after this. I'm probably going to be only streaming for a few hours, but after that I'm down to help you with that. Since I streamed like 6 hours yesterday, so I'm a tiny bit burnt on this project, but enough. Not enough to where I will stream for a couple hours today. I'm just trying to figure out a really weird bug right now, which is code not doing anything at all what it's supposed to. Oh right, I didn't even check what the log said. So it looks correct, right? Respawn checkpoint. This is a world position, but that's fine. Recondition only teleport you once you fell down, not once you pass the checkpoint. Oh well, I just have some hazards just to test respawn things. Like I just have like 2 hazards here, just for now. Just to test respawning. The problem is that respawn is not working in general. 6 hours stream, we can't leave the house for dinner. Bah. It's just I don't know, schedule's been weird. Like literally last week I had I worked 5 days of the whole week, and it was and I had like a whole bunch of stuff to do outside of that. Which is not a lot of hours of work in a week, but it's more than I'm typically used to, and my sleep schedule is so funky that even though it's only 5 days, it feels more like 6. But then this week it's just like, all right, 2 days in the entire week that you're gonna work. The next week it's gonna be 5 days with extra hours. So I'm like, huh? Like next week is so busy that they literally added an hour to every single work shift I have that week compared to my usual hours. Like instead of 7-hour shift, it made them all 8. I've never seen that happen before since I started working there. But I guess Thanksgiving, I suppose. So there you go. It's weird. But yeah, as for why this is not working, this is yeah. Is an excellent question for myself. Because literally nothing is setting the position anywhere else. So I don't quite get it. It's not like it's not teleporting us at all. Because I'm being teleported, and then it's immediately putting me back for some reason. It's very weird. Like, I don't even know how I would go about fixing this. Maybe I just don't, for now, figure this out later, but I shouldn't. Hold on. Let's do a bit of educated Googling. Pull up this, and then, oops, I just moved to play. Okay, like, let's look this up. Unity. OBS Studio disconnecting. Reconnecting. OBS, hello? You good? Is the stream, like, okay? Is it watchable? Because I'm trying to do multi-streaming for the first time where it streams on both YouTube and Twitch, and I wasn't sure if my PC would be handling it. And I think it's working, but also I'm getting lots of error messages and stuff that's saying it's not, so I'm a little confused. So yeah, I don't know. Anyways, let's respawn, set my position, and it rubber bands me back. Move the character and the physics pushes him back on the same frame. Interesting. Oh man, YouTube then? I don't know. That was your decision. But it should be on both platforms. Yeah, YouTube streaming is... Honestly, I prefer everything about it except for the chatting over Twitch. That's the only thing that Twitch does better, is the chatting. The Twitch, like, chat system is much better. But, because YouTube chat sucks. But, yeah. If you don't mind, like, 6 trillion ads every 2 seconds, then, well, I guess no, because I'm not even like partnered or anything, so there isn't even ads on the stream. So Twitch doesn't even have that disadvantage. That both are probably equally fine, other than the chat. Because the delay is nuts on YouTube. Anyways, what was I doing? Oh right, I was gonna disable the. I was gonna do a couple things in here. Which is player.getComponent rigid body. We're gonna disable .enabled set act. Rigid body. Do I have to? 'Cause that's what I have to do, right? I have to like disable the rigid body or something? Or is this not even actually... What even is this exactly? Oh, this isn't even remotely connected to what I'm trying to do. Okay. Well, maybe I should have actually read anything. Yeah, this exactly. Okay. Surely this tells me what I need to do. Disable character control. Sure, we'll do that. Wait, how did they do it exactly? A component character controller dot enabled player controller dot enabled. It's false, and then we re-enable it after moving the player. I guess it makes sense that it would be something like that. Because what's probably happening is there's probably some kind of funky physics or script movement or something that is like setting the player's position in some way or doing something not fun. So what we want to do is disable all the functionality of the player on the frame that we're moving and then re-enable it after. So that it doesn't do any funky stuff while we're players. Whoa. What? What? Huh? Wait. How long have I had 2 players? Have I had 2 players this entire time? Am I a moron? I might be a moron. Why was there 2 players? That would cause problems. Okay, no, that wasn't. When did I get 2 players? Why did that happen? When did I do that? Okay, but clearly this did not work. So we'll try another script. That shattered my brain. Okay, we're gonna disable the vehicle script and then re-enable it as well. Because maybe that'll help. That would make more sense because the vehicle is more to do with the actual physics of the car. So it would make more sense if something in that script was causing this problem. To me, that would make more sense at least. So let's see. Nope. Do I even have... There's vehicle visuals, I guess. Does this have something in it that's setting my position? Oh my god, it might be. Oh my god, it might be. Hold on. Visuals. So why is this called Jeep Visual? Literally nowhere in the script does it say Jeep Visual. But okay. I guess we'll disable that. just disable everything. I don't know. One of these has to work. Vehicle visuals. And then re-enable it. This isn't the messiest block of code you've ever seen, then I'm sorry to hear that. That's rough. Nope. Man, I'm a little stumped. Do we even have any other scripts running in the game? So I don't know if we do. Whoops. Setting your velocity of kinematic. Definitely not kinematic then. That's not it. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. We disabled player controller, we disabled the vehicle visuals, we disabled the vehicles, we've disabled every single script on the player. And then set the position. And it still doesn't like it. So I don't really understand. Well. Well, Take orange juice with or without pulp? Both are fine, honestly. If I had to choose, I would have like a little pulp. Not too much pulp, not a lot of pulp, but not no pulp. Like a little bit. Would probably be best. But I don't think I would mind any. Unless it's like tons. If it's tons of pulp, then I might not. I don't know if that would be good. But yeah. A little bit of pulp is my answer. Because it like reminds you that you're drinking orange juice. You can't have everything for free, you know what I mean? Is it something about the... It shouldn't be anything about the collider, right? I really don't know what else it would be. Yeah, I don't know. This is kind of driving me nuts. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Yeah, like why? Where's my mom's computer when I initially load up mods? Yeah, you know, it's modern gaming. I say modern gaming as if it isn't Stardew Valley. It's still pretty modern. I don't know. It can be some tough stuff. Even my laptop, like, it takes a while to load into my world. But I feel like that's more like optimization on the modding side than it is like just purely how hard it is to run. Because once I'm in, it's fine. But I don't know. Modding can be intense. Later. I really gotta continue because I was on a good like grind on Stardew for like a couple weeks. Not even a couple weeks, maybe like 2 weeks, like recently. Then I just stopped again. I'll like stop playing that game for months, and then I'll just like play it like every day for like hours for like 2 weeks straight, and then I'll stop for like months. What else could possibly be setting the position? Like nothing, right? It's like the guy had the same problem, and his problem was like the scripts, which makes sense, right? We'll just disable absolutely everything. Like, let's disable the sphere collider, let's disable the box collider, let's disable absolutely everything. Let's see what happens. My setup is so scuffed right now because I have, in order to read Twitch chat as well, I have another page open on my other monitor just for Twitch, so that I can have like the chat in like the corner. It's such a mess. There's so much stuff all over my screen. So we're just gonna add player.getComponent. Wait. I have the right player reference, right? I mean, obviously we must, because it's like, you know, yeah, we do. Okay. That's fine then. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's set get component. We're gonna get the rigid body. We're gonna disable that. Except we're not, because I don't know how to do that actually. Rigid body dot. Is there any way to disable it temporarily? What about the box collider? Enables. Those false. There we go. Okay, we do that. True. Same for the sphere collider. This is so silly that I have to put so much effort into this one super tiny thing. It should be not even an existent problem, but it is. Which I guess that's coding for you. You think something shouldn't be a problem, but it just is, and you just cannot figure it out. It's mostly just annoying because it was working. Like when I started coding this project a while ago. Like 2 weeks ago, the script is working. Yeah, that's still not doing it. Yeah, I think it's time to get a new PC. Like, why did it work that time? It's just... It doesn't make any sense. I do not get it. Oh. Can't be anything else that I'm colliding with, right? No, I don't think so. Man. Man. Great video game. So I'm disabling literally every single... like, why does it... It worked one time out of all of those times, and that time it worked perfectly. But every other time, no, we don't want it to work. It definitely shouldn't work any other time. Definitely not. That's so silly. Yeah, I just don't really know. Seem stressed? A little bit. I'm a little bit stressed. Mostly confused, but definitely stressed. A little bit. Just vid is in your mouth. Ah, got you. What does this do exactly? Nothing that would affect anything. Dual monitors. I could never go back to single monitor after having duo. I would cry. Like if I had to like permanently switch, I mean, like I can go like a couple days, obviously that's totally fine. Like when I'm like traveling or whatever, or we're like going somewhere, visiting family or something, and I bring my PC for some reason, then I'll have like one monitor there, and it's like whatever, it's like fine for like a day. But man, if I had to go like 2 years with only one monitor, I would lose it. I would actually lose it. There's no way. I would go insane. I only choose from that position equals like there's nothing wrong with this. This is a normal line of code. I do not get it. I simply do not really understand. Is there another script hiding on this somewhere that is affecting anything? Live good. You're nuts. You live good on a second monitor. What do you have on the second monitor? Like everything that I wouldn't have on my first monitor. Like right now I have Discord, I have the stream OBS, I have another instance of Opera for the Twitch chat. And I have typically I have my code on my other script as well, so I can have it like next to it, right? It's like doing this, except you get the entire screen, right? So that I can always have my code up while looking back and forth. It's just convenience, right? Like when you've never used dual monitor before, you're like, well, you know, everything works fine. And like it does work fine, but it's just like 10 times the convenience of the second monitor because it's like it just makes everything faster and easier. If I have like a game open, I don't have to like minimize the game to check something on my other monitor, right? If I'm playing a game and I'm checking like Discord and maybe someone's calling me or someone's sending me a message, I don't have to close out my game or minimize it to check it or bring it in front of my game so I can't see the game anymore, right? I don't know, it's a lot of mini pros to it. I don't get this. Positions, no, that's normal. I have an idea. Let's run the game from the persistent scene. I've never done this since. This shouldn't cause any issues. Don't stream and no Discord here. Well, fair enough. Oops, should probably mute that. That is copyrighted music. This is why I don't run it from this scene, because I have an entire scene set up here with a bunch of like assets that are not mine, just for placeholder stuff. Which is why I don't run this scene on stream, because I haven't gotten assets to replace the placeholder stuff yet. Yeah, like this is not. Hold on, let's. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyways, so yeah, and we still have this model underneath the other model. Anyways, the point is, I want to see if this works. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, it doesn't. No, it... What? Okay. Brain. Alright. Music source. We're gonna disable all these. Yeah. Just so that there's not that. And then I'm gonna try something. I'm going to comment out all of this, because that was interesting. That had a much higher success rate than usual. I want to, because my theory is that, because whenever I run the game, I get 2 errors related to checks in this script and the player script, due to not running it from persisting scene. Persisting scene being a scene that adds on to the other scenes that I'm running. So the way that my game is structured, I have this scene called persisting scene that has the game manager and the music sources. This persisting scene always stays open no matter what scene I'm in. So whether I'm in the main menu, whether I'm in the race section, whatever area of the game I'm in, this persisting scene with the music and the game manager script are always there. But if I run the game from the race scene, then persisting scene does not exist and will bring up errors. I hope that at least partially made sense. So you'll see now that I switched to the race scene instead of main menu, persisting scene is still here. It is only here if I run the persisting scene first, which I have not been doing. Nope, it's still not really working. So that did in fact solve nothing, which is great. Yeah, I don't know. That's so weird. You can just pull it up. Oh boy. I'm concerned. Very concerned and afraid. Yeah, that's gonna be an I don't know from me. So I guess what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna leave that for now, and I'm gonna hopefully fix that off stream at some point. But we do know that basically everything about this functionality works, right? Except for actually one thing I haven't tested is if multiple checkpoints work. So I'm gonna add another hazard, put it, I don't know, up here, a really terrible position. Then we're gonna see if I run into this, do I get set to this respawn instead? Or does it try to, I should say? Because clearly it doesn't actually set us to the right position at all. But we'll see if it actually tries to set us there correctly. So if I go up here, keep an eye right here. Yep, that works. Okay, we're set. Yeah, so what that just confirmed is that if we pass this checkpoint, this is our current checkpoint. And if we die later in the track, it brings us back to here because we passed the connected checkpoint, that being this box right here. So that works. So that's good. So now what I'm going to do is disable absolutely all of that stuff because we're going to do different things now, which is, let's see. So if I got checkpoints and hazards working, that's good. There's more functionality I want to get done with this along the line, like if you run into a fire hazard, your car lights on fire and turns to ash. If you fall in acid, then your car starts disintegrating, etc. But we're going to do that once we're like farther along with polish in the game. We're just going to leave it as is for now. So I'm going to go through the checkpoints, and we're just going to disable this. And then we're gonna continue with implementation of those later. So now that that's gotten some progress to it, we'll say, not like done. It means we've got some progress on it. Right, I can't find my microphone can shut up. Okay, never mind. I guess we're not pulling that up. Damn, I am severely let down and disappointed, and you should be ashamed. Stream ruined, honestly. Can't believe it. I guess we can continue with the track. Could do that. Or, better idea, let's start working on animation connected stage hazards, such as falling boulders or something. So my thought for the implementation of this is I'm going to add, it's similar to checkpoints. We're going to call them hazard triggers. And like the checkpoints, when you run into one, then it will trigger something. Instead of triggering a checkpoint saved, it will trigger a hazard trigger. So we're going to disable all three of these until we just have this one hazard trigger. Name it hazard trigger 1. And instead of tag checkpoint, we're going to add a tag and set it to hazard trigger. Just set it to that. So now we have a hazard trigger with the tag hazard trigger. Wonderful. For the sake of convenience, I'm going to make another material. We're gonna call it hazard trigger temp and apply that material instead. Whoops. So apply it right here. I'm just gonna set this to a different color. So I'm gonna copy paste this. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make this white, and we're just gonna be able to individually color them. Where do MC screenshots go? They go somewhere. I think if you click in the chat, no, maybe that's not the case. No, I don't think that actually exists. Where do MC? That's a good question. I haven't checked in so long because I just use. Oh wait, no, you just found it. I see. I'm dumb. I was confused because I'm like, where do MC screenshots go? But then you sent a screenshot. I'm sure that's unrelated. No, clearly that's not unrelated. Anyways, we have a very important image here. I would like to ask how and why. Those are my two questions. Or how and why. Or maybe when. Or no. We already know when. It's right here. So how and why? That's all I want. I also want to know why you have this up. And why your hotbar is an absolute disaster. Like an absolute filthy mess. Not judging, but just saying. God, there's so many. Why are there so many? Thought I needed feathers for lecterns. Okay, two things. One, I don't know what a lectern is, so no, I don't even know. Two, this is a lot. That's all. I don't know. That's all I got. That's how I like it. You're nuts. You're insane. Anyways, let's change the color on this to black and white. So we're just gonna go to color balance, or no, we're just gonna go to black and white, and then we're done. So not actually, because I'm just gonna make this lighter, like this color. So now we have a transparent white. I'm just gonna put this on both these. Oh, but that's not going to work because this shader does not allow for color setting. And I'm going to scream. So we're actually just going to set this on checkpoint temp. Or no, hazard trigger. And I'm just going to set this to white instead. So we're going to go to adjustments, color balance. Just going to make this red. Go to shadows, make it red. Go to highlights, make it red. And it's going to pink instead, but that's fine. Good enough. At least that's discernible as a different thing. Book things for librarians. Wait, what? Huh? Oh, like the. But why would you get that many? How many of them do you need? Never mind. I won't question your logic. I'm sure it makes sense and also is logical. So we're going to put this right here. And how we're going to make this work is we are going to basically make a separate set of things for the actual hazards, and they're all going to have an animator components on them. And when we pass through a hazard trigger, we're going to activate the corresponding animation. So we're going to create an empty. We're going to call this hazard, or we're going to call this animated hazards. Then we're just going to make a empty inside this and call this hazard. Great. And then inside this hazard one, we're going to create a sphere. Call this boulder. And then we're going to add to the sphere this material. Scale this up a bit. Maybe like that. Just as our temporary boulder object. Obviously, it is a sphere. Boulders are not perfect spheres, but don't care. Plus, don't care. So, yeah. Let's see how big this is. That's a pretty good size for a boulder, I would say. Lands on the track. So how this is going to work, basically, is I'm going to put these in the sky and I'm just going to drop them. Ideally, what we would do is we would create a mountain here, which I'm going to do right now. We're just going to create a mountain, and we're going to drop these boulders onto the track after we pass the trigger. That's how we're going to make it work. You would hate my no tutorial spider EXP farm. Fun fact, I've never made an EXP farm in my entire life. So I don't even know what I would compare it to be totally honest. So, like, as far as I'm concerned, your no tutorial spider EXP farm would look totally normal to me, because I don't know what an actual EXP farm looks like. Like, genuinely, I do not know. I do not know these things. It's funny how much Minecraft I've played and how little Minecraft I've actually played. Does that make sense? I think it does. Anyways, we are just going to grab this landscape here. Object mode, grab this landscape, and we're just gonna put it over here to act as our mountain that will have rocks fall down in. Actually, we're gonna put it here. We're gonna go to scale, and I'm gonna scale it not up, we're gonna scale it down like this, but then scale it vertically, right? And we might need to move the track a little bit, actually. Because my idea was I'm going to have it so that we go around this mountain, basically. Like it kind of circles around it. That makes sense? Maybe we'll do it like this, and then turn it. I'm not a full screen my mini-map. Probably M would probably be the default control, would be my assumption. That is usually the case for the video games. Perfectly put it in between. That's pretty good. But now that I'm looking at it, like, our boulders, because I want to make it so that it's like boulders are falling, but you're not going to be able to just see them fall, right? Like, you're not going to see them, like, spawn in and then fall off. Make too much sense for this mod creator. Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to keep this mountain as well. We're going to add another mountain next to it. And this is where they're going to be falling from, is my new idea. And I'm going to completely mess up the first mountain by accident, is what I'm also going to do. Now, we're going to go here, and then we're just going to go 1, 1, 1, and then we're going to go to scale. Scale this up a lot. So cool. Back here. Yeah, like that. That's pretty good. We can create like better mountains, like that are actually like varying in properties later, but we just want to have like functional ones from let's go to this mode just so we can take a look at this. Oh no, it looks good. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we're just gonna export this. So FPX, replace our other track. So now if we go back to Unity, it'll be like magic. And it's just gonna be there, except there's not gonna be literally anything on it at all, which is great. So we're just gonna add material. What do I have on this? Landscape underscore volcano. Is that a material I have in here? Select material. Oh, it's over here. Of course it would be over here. That makes so much sense. Why didn't I think of that? Joking. Okay. There we go. Like, this looks ugly, right? But it'll be improved later. Probably. Actually, I'm gonna add vertex jitter, color precision, and pixelation, and camera clipping. Whoa. I'm gonna create multiple. Whoops. This here. Let's increase the vertex resolution, maybe. Is that better? What is making it exactly? It's the pixelation? It's the pixelation. Oh, I see. So if we increase that, okay, I see. Oh wow, that looks disgusting. Oh. It all looks ugly. It all looks so ugly. Which is why we should add fog. Actually, I think it automatically adds fog, doesn't it? Or did I just say it? Let's see. Effect fog. Ooh. Oops. I think it adds it in play in runtime, I think, right? Am I remembering things? Maybe. It does not. Oh. One color. I feel like the fog isn't working as it should. But maybe I'm just wrong. Whoa. I don't know. It's fine. Let's just do things. Or no. Yeah, okay, so what we want to do is drop some boulders along here. That's what I was thinking. Along that like curve. Why did this happen? The tiling effect. Really should add fog. So just disguise this at least a little bit. Yeah, because this doesn't affect anything. It's just this here. I feel like that's so... But then I don't see the skybox is my problem with this. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think I could see the skybox anyways. Yeah. Huh. Let's keep it disabled for now, I guess. We'll mess with that another time. Oh, and I hit play without even doing anything that's planning to do. I wonder actually if there's like something I'm missing here for this for getting this texture. Is it this? Replace existing textures, maybe? Replace existing textures. Replace, and replace. Save, export, FBX. try extracting the materials again. See if that works. Nope. Most certainly does not. Textures. There's normals. That's fine. I want to know why we aren't getting the materials. Material. Wouldn't I be able to see the image that's being used? I just want this material. Is that it? Baked to PBR? Was that they do? It's loading. Oh. Let's try that. Export. X. It looks a little different, I think. Oh, that looks good. Extract materials again. Oh, what's going on here? Yeah, like it doesn't have the texture. It's just white. Let's look this up. Blender. NTA landscapes. Is that what it's called? NTA landscapes? Ant landscapes, that's it. Ant landscapes do not export with textures. Still another thing. Ugh. This guy's just dropping versions in here. And on sharing nodes. See what this gets posted. We have like an updated version of this. Yeah, like 2020, you know? It's been a bit since then. I swear this said like, yeah, 2023. I don't even know if this is the same guy that made the add-on that I'm using. Mesh. Reduce the solution. Construction news, generate the landscape. Rain. Whatever, it's fine. Just leave it for now. I'm gonna make my own textures at some point anyways, so it doesn't really matter that much. These. Okay, let's get along the thing that I'm planning. I'm just gonna keep this disabled for now. All right. So where's this boulder at? Right here. So we've got a boulder here, and my plan is I'm gonna put an animator on this hazard. So we're gonna get add component, grab an animator, add to that animations, create a folder for hazards. Folder. Boulders. Animator controller. Boulder 1. There's probably gonna be multiple boulder hazards with different things, so yeah. So you have boulder 1 here, so if I go to the animator section, I have this here. Hazard 1. Spot for animation clips. We're going to create an animation clip, make sure that it's under the right directory, Volcano Boulders. Call this boulder 1 fall. Right? And we're going to enable this right here, which is basically frame recording mode that checks if things are being changed. So if I move this up here, it automatically creates a thing in the timeline. So we're going to grab this boulder. We're just going to put a couple of these boulders around. So we're going to put like right here. Stop this type of things. I'm just going to make more boulders. It will put like five that fall. So maybe here. Pretty texture pack. Oh yeah, no, it looks so nice, right? Just temporary sets for now. We're mostly trying to get like functionality working before I actually go through and make everything pretty. The graphics kind of make it look a little less like if I go to camera and I turn off post-processing. Then it'll look exactly the same and give me exactly 0 help on my case. So I guess not. If I go to this, disable. Doesn't really make it look much better. Oh, what is a pretty texture pack? I see. What's a pretty texture pack? I don't know if I've ever used one before. I've used shaders like a few times, but I've never really looked deep into that either. I've just kind of grabbed a random one. I don't know. I don't know any like modern texture packs. The only texture packs I'm familiar with are ones that were used in like adventure maps in like 2012. Like there's one in particular that I always think of. Why does this song keep playing? I swear I've gotten this song like 7 times since I started the stream. Which does not make any sense because this playlist has 280 songs. How am I getting the same song like 7 times? Sorry, I got sidetracked. Anyways, so shaders and texture packs. Texture packs, this will be a good way to explain it. So in Blender, right? Look at this. We have there's a couple things that change how the game looks. Texture packs primarily are revolved around changing the textures of things. So like this rock right here, let's say I'm equipping, I don't know, a texture pack that's focused on simplicity maybe. Then, I don't know, you might have like, what it does is it swaps out the like physical textures that make an object look different, right? The model itself stays the same, and the lighting rendering and all that stays the same, but it swaps out like basically the textures and images that all of the stuff uses. It'll be the same for the UI. Texture packs also affect the UI. It's like maybe they'll change the font, or they might change the images used. What shaders do is they change how the lighting works. They might add bloom, they might add reflections, they might just affect how lighting is rendered, basically. So like an example of shaders would be, so if we just look up Minecraft shaders, right? Go to images. It affects lighting, basically, right? And they might do some work in changing some things about the visuals other than the lighting. Like this grass is, what they often do is they animate the grass, so it's not just changing how lighting looks on it, it'll change like things like that. Maybe make the water be rendered differently. But generally, it keeps the textures that are in the game. A texture pack is more like a total overhaul of what like the game looks like, right? So like there'll be stuff like this, might like add depth to things. They might just do a complete overhaul of the visuals entirely, make it like a toon like thing, right? But what I'm more familiar with, when I think of texture packs, I think of like this. If we go back to like 2012, I think this one right here. This is what I think of when I think of texture packs. I think of this, right? I remember the old ugly ones. If we're being totally honest. Oh. But yeah, I would assume that you're, yeah, then looking for shaders. Yeah, for shaders, I don't remember what I use. Let's take a look. If I go to CurseForge, I should have, I know one of my profiles has shaders in it, and I don't remember what it's called. Just, I'm opening this to check. I'm surprised my laptop isn't struggling as much as I thought it would. Actually, it's struggling pretty bad, but I still thought it'd be worse. Alright, opening. There's music, by the way, right? I completely forgot to ask about that. I tried updating, or not updating, because I just saw the word update, so I read updating. I tried adding music, just like copyright free, just so that there's like something. Because I looked back at like the VOD, and it was like, it was completely silent the entire stream, other than me occasionally talking, which is probably not that good. I think I to this. So if I go to folder, there should be a section for shaders. I think shader packs, complementary shaders. That's the one that I use. So yeah, it'd be like this. This is what it looked like, basically. It's just simple. It's a simple but pretty thing that does the job. It's not like too complex, I think. I don't know if there's more. Yeah, like this is a good example of a difference. This is normal Minecraft, I think. Is this normal Minecraft? Put a 9 before it. What are the numbers? I don't know. It makes it look different. I think it looks pretty. I'm trying to be listening to your stream instead of my game, so it totally works. There you go. It's better than no music at all, I think, even if it's not like actual good music, like the actual music I'm listening to. So what I'm doing actually, this has been quite handy. I actually have music running right now. And what I did is I output it to a different track. I output it to the same track as Discord audio, so OBS isn't actually picking it up. Or it's picking it up, but it's muting it. So I'm just listening to whatever I want right now. And it's not picking up on the stream, which has been handy. So I'm like, we got the boss theme for Plock right now, going absolutely nuts. Just to make sure that like this doesn't get copyright struck or something. That's why I don't have it. Because like a lot of the music probably get copyright claims or strikes, or they would mute the VOD or something. So I'm just like, eh. put something copyright free. Alright. Anyways. Oh, so you're cheating? Yeah. Basically. Exactly, actually. That's exactly what it. Okay, let's see. For position. We're just gonna copy this. Just gonna paste it into the default properties. That. Okay. So I kind of wanted to get like 5 of these going. So we get like one up here. They don't really have to be perfectly placed, but I'm gonna perfectly place them anyways because I so feel like it. The player probably will never even be able to really see these anyways, or at least not to a degree to where they can see it really at all. Right, like even driving. Yeah, by the time you get over here, you can't even see up. Even up here, you can barely notice them, but either way, it's fine. So, we have this trigger here as a trigger 1. How we're gonna do this is, I think, probably the same as respawn checkpoints, is we're just going to have a thing in race controller. It'll be similar to respawn player. Get a public void trigger hazard. And we're going to input the hazard that's been specified, which would be do hazard. Whoops. Hazard like a component animator dot set trigger. I don't know, trigger. So what this means is we are getting the hazard that we're colliding with, and we're finding the animator, and we're setting a trigger off called trigger. What that basically means is we are accessing the animator and making it play a certain animation is like the ideal. So we have this animation here called Boulder One Fall, right? By default, we will set it to an empty state, and we'll transition to this fall animation when a trigger called triggered is called. So we'll add a thing here, triggered. So now that we've added that, it will add a thing here. Yeah. So what this means is in the code, we are basically setting this here trigger off, which in turn brings us to the Boulder One Fall animation, and we'll play it. And then we're gonna call that when we go through this trigger. So we'll hit player controller, and we go to the on trigger enter section. We're gonna add another if, else if, other dot tag, and we're just gonna put hazard trigger. If so, then we're going to race controller dot instance dot trigger hazard other. So they're considered collider. There. So if we collide with a object that has the hazard trigger tag, then we go to race controller and say, hey, trigger that. I got words. Trigger that hazard, please. And then we run the animation. And then hopefully it'll work, unless I coded everything completely wrong, which seems to be an occurrence that happens quite frequently. But, you know, we'll see how that goes when we get there. Did I do that correctly? Oh, no, I didn't. I see. Okay. Yeah, no, that's not at all how it's gonna. Okay. Trigger hazard. Okay, I see how I do this. For each transform. For each animator, hazard animator in hazard animators, which is a list that we're gonna create. So that's not quite going to work how we have it set up currently, and I will explain why in just a second. We just need to set up a few things. So, oh my god, I couldn't do it today. For each animator, hazard animators, if hazard is equals hazard animator, then if equal to this, then set the trigger. Okay, so the reason why that wasn't going to work the way we had to set it up was what my code just tried to do was it tried to activate the animator component on the trigger itself, which we don't have. We have a separate object with the animator on it. So what we need to do is we need to tell the code to find the corresponding animator and trigger it, which means it's also not going to work like this at all. And I don't know why I put this here. What we need to check for is we need to check if this is equal to this, which we can do, I guess, by just setting it to the same name. That would work. That's one way of doing it. Hazard.name equals hazard animator.name. That's one way to do it. Not the smartest way to do it, but it is a way to do it. So now we have a hazard. We have hazard triggers. We have hazard 1. We have animated hazards. Hazard 1. So the names will match. So it's going to activate that. Now we just need to actually make the animation. I guess 4 will work. Yeah. So how we're going to do that is just going to press here and then I'm just going to start rolling this off. Against here. Rotate it some more. You don't need to make this complicated because you're not even going to really see it very much, but you know, why not put the extra little effort in? So it's going to roll down here. Off here. It's going to bounce off here, and then we're going to have it land on here, right? So pop it up. Over here. We're going to adjust the curve so that it moves a little differently, but now. Yeah, like you see like the way that it just like plummeted, so we need to adjust the curves on this quite a bit. So how we're going to adjust the curves, what I mean by that is if we go into the curves tab here, we'll see there's a bunch of lines. These represent the transitions between each position, basically. So ideally, let's say when it's starting to fall down here, where it's mostly going to matter is after it hits here. Let's go to the position. So if we move the curve like this, right, and that adjusts basically how it moves. I'm just trying to remember how this works exactly. Most of it is like smoothing. I think that's the axis. Did watch us have a good stream, King. Thank you. Have fun. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, most of my problem with this is right here, actually. I'm gonna adjust this. Should be more of a like play. Here, especially. So we'll do like this. Yeah. And we'll move this over. It'll take longer for it to get there. Just the curve more. It's a little bit too intense. That's pretty good. Might be a bit high. Should be due to this right here. There we go. Look at that. So it starts rolling down, bounces, like kind of comes off and then lands down. So that's pretty much what we're going to do for all of these. Just a simple little animation, they're rolling down and then landing. So yeah. Then what we're going to do is have each of the boulders actually have like detection stuff, and when they land, they're going to have an impact check. Check if like a car like is right where it landed, and if so, then like launch it, for example. So boulder 2, we're going to do basically the same thing. So 8. Just gonna set it to that, and then we're gonna keep it. We're gonna have it start rolling a little later than the other one, right? We want them to land at different times, so that's just a little more interesting. This one. Whoops, that's too far down. There, so. Let's adjust these positions a bit so that the timing's a bit different. Right, like these are both like entering at the same time, but you'll see this one's like for some reason just much slower. That's because of where we placed these. So I'm gonna put this later, so it's like slower in the start, and then I'm definitely gonna adjust the curve for this. Yeah. Still feels a little slow. I still don't like this to this right here. Doesn't feel right to me. It's not the end of the world. It's like, I don't think literally anyone while playing this is gonna notice this at all, really. I bet. Right? The only time you're gonna actually see this, like see them fall, is back here on this road. And there's a piece of track in the way, you know what I mean? It's mostly what we need to make look pretty is the stuff that the player's actually going to see, right? So when these land, how does it look? What effects do they give off? What happens to your car when they hit you, right? That's the most important parts of this hazard, not the way they roll down them. So wait until here. 5.6. there, like bam. That should work. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm just placing boulders right now. Doing some hazards. Let's see if that looks probably ugly as hell. Fix it. Oh yeah, that's terrible. So, obviously it is way too fast between these 2 points. So let's start by moving these over a bit, and then moving this over a bit. This is very unnatural here. Makes more sense. Still feels like I went very far. So let's move it out more, maybe. Bam. Oh, that looks so goofy. Another thing, I need to rotate this so it's actually still spinning. Honestly, that's probably fine. What are you making? I'm making a racing game. I'm currently working on hazards. Got this temporary asset mountain. I said temporary asset. I'm probably keeping the mountain mesh. I'm just changing the texture later because it looks ugly right now. But yeah. So I've got this trigger right here, and when the player passes this trigger, it'll play an animation that will spawn a bunch of boulders, make them land on the track. And ideally, by tonight, those boulders are gonna launch players around when they hit them. So yeah. So I animated this one, right? Yeah. Okay. So it's just this last one, which I'm probably gonna have synced with this one. So position 1.66. And then around here, at the same time as this other one, it's gonna start. So here, rotate it some, keep it up against the wall. Let's move it down here next. Make it so it's not inside the mountain. So that's not exactly what we want. Do like that, maybe. Sure. No. I would put more effort to these animation curves rather than just a couple simple adjustments, but I really don't think the player's ever gonna actually see this like at all. More so just like when they land. So I don't have to worry about that too much. Is the stream like loading okay? Like, is it lagging at all? Because I'm trying multi-stream for the first time. I'm wondering if it's actually running well at all. I think it should be, because what I'm recording or what I'm streaming itself shouldn't be that intensive, but I don't know. Never tried it, so. Wait, which one is this? Is it this? One position. Oh, I see. So I set it right there. We can always move these curves later, right? So. Okay. Yeah, I like that. So make them go kind of back and forth-ish with this one here. That should be pretty good. See how that looks in total. That's not that bad by itself, honestly. Let's need to make it turn more. Looks like the rotation here, so I rotate it more. This frame over here, rotate it a bit more. so like from this perspective, right? Yeah, like that honestly looks fine. Especially if it's like you're driving at like 80 kilometers an hour, right? You're not gonna notice if they look a little funky. Especially with the graphics. So that's, I think that's good to call that for now. Okay, so we go back to the animator, right? We should probably have I wonder what happens if this is triggered multiple times. Like, do we even need to transition this at all? If we just set it to there and then not have it loop, it might be okay. So if we go to hazards, fall, disable loop time. Then all we have to do is just make sure it triggers. So if we go to, let's just close to all these things. Bang, bang. What's this? We don't have to look at these anymore. Let's go to race controller. Put this next to track. Make it a little bit easier. This plane is the lava, right? Yeah. Okay, so we'll rename that to lava. Add that in here. And then race controller, what we need to do is add these hazard animators, which we can have it do automatically by the same thing as these. So we're going to do hazard animator parent. Just do a bit of this. Hazard animator parent. We're going to add each of these. Hazard animator. To do animator in that. Get each of the, basically what this is doing is we are finding our hazard animator parent object and checking for every object under it that has an animator on it. Which works for our cases because the way we have it set up, so we have this parent object called hazard or animated hazards, and in it has a child of itself called hazard 1 with an animator component. So what it should do is automatically find this object and add it to the list. What I'm wondering is if it also gets these though, but it shouldn't, I think. Or maybe it does. That's why we test. Because I'm not sure. But yeah, ideally what it'll do is it'll grab that hazard, put the animator on, and add it to hazard animators. So yeah, we'll see if that works. So if we hit play, then it should do this. It should do this like right away, right when the game runs or starts running. But it didn't. Because we didn't set the hazard animator. That makes sense. Typically when you code something, you want to actually do it correctly. I recommend doing that. Because typically when you do things correctly, then things work. Who'd have thought? But it still didn't work. So that's interesting. What if we just do... Specified cast is not valid. I've never seen that error before. What if we just get transform, and then we get component animator? Maybe it doesn't like that we're doing animator in transform. It's just a complete guess by me, honestly. Because I don't actually know. Oh, okay. So we just have the normal errors that we ignore. Cool. Okay, so it actually worked. So it found our hazard 1 underneath animated hazards, and it added it to the list of hazards. That's important because we have a line in here that when we go through a hazard trigger, then we call this function, which checks each of the hazards in that list that we made. So, in theory, if I walk through this, or drive through this, then it should trigger it, except it didn't. So, that's fun. Oh, that's because I spelt it wrong. This should be just trigger, not triggered. It also called it twice, which is interesting. I feel like I've noticed that multiple times. Which is odd. Is it because I have 2 colliders on? I disable the spear collider. That might be doing it. That would make sense, I think. Let's see. I didn't even see it, but it looks like it happened. Yeah, so now I've got these boulders on the track. Looks like they've already got colliders. I guess they came pre-added. So that worked. The only thing is we have not quite added the functionality of when they land, like launching you, if they land on you. So we'll add that in a second. But what I want to see is I'm gonna add a debug log right here, just to see if this is triggering multiple times. Because I think because we have 2 colliders on our player, it's triggering on trigger enter twice. That's what I'm thinking. Ooh. That, I think, is a bot. How do I deal with bots? Block, report, no, that's not gonna work. Can I ban? Ban. There we go. Hey, I did it! Figured it out. Never had to do that before. Wow, it must be unpopular, I guess. No, it doesn't. I'm surprised it took so long. But there you go. Bots. How fun. One message was deleted by a moderator, T isn't banned. Does it always do that? I think I've never seen messages like that before in a Twitch chat. Or maybe that's just for me to see. That would make sense. Alright, so let's see. When I go through this, then it triggers it. Awesome. And it only ran once. I think that's because the sphere collider is disabled. So if I enable it, now we go through again. Yeah, now it's triggering twice, I see. Okay, let's see how to fix that. And by fix that, I mean I'm gonna Google it, because I don't actually know how to fix it. Unity, how to ignore on trigger enter on a collider. Layer, maybe? Layer could work. Or can I check? This layer could maybe work. Or I could just add a check that checks if we enter a trigger. Go into trigger hazard and just check if it's already playing. And hazard animator dot is in transition now. Dot is What are we looking for? Unity, how to check which animation is playing currently. Animation state, get current. Animation state. Get to current. The information on the current state, is that what I want? Debug.log. Let's see what this is. So that might be what we're looking for. So I basically want to check if it's playing the trigger animation. If it is, then we don't want to run the thing. I also muted this a while ago by accident. Not by accident, I meant to. But... Okay, so that gave us a whole lot of nothing. So that's great. Animation.is playing. That's what I was looking for. Why couldn't I see that? We want to check and not hazard animator dot is playing. No. Wait, what? For the legacy animation system. Oh, maybe that's it. So I don't know if I have that. Oh, I gotta do all this. Oh boy. Anim layer? This is horribly complicated. Anim layer. Whoops, I just closed everything somehow. How did I manage to do that? You know what? I'm just going to yoink this. We're going to find my extensions script. We're going to slap that in there. So if we go to scripts, I have a funny little script called extensions. And I'm just going to add this right here. Public static pool is playing. I don't know what anim layer is, though. Yeah, okay. Now, what is anim layer exactly? What is it? What is it asking for exactly? Int layer index. It's asking for an int. Okay. Animator, string state name. So what is anim layer from? If only I understood what this meant. Any of this. Oh. What if I just put 0? So now we just check and not ext dot is playing. No? ext dot I no, instance. ext dot instance. How do I do this again? I can't remember. Extensions. ext. It's just ext dot is playing, right? Am I going nuts? Extension functions. I have a wait and do in here. That's just... How do we call that again? What did I do to call that? Because I just have to do like the same kind of thing. Player controller. ext dot wait and do. Yeah, so why is this not working? ext dot is play. No? Huh? I am confused. Yeah, public static. Why can't I get a reference to this like I can with the other things? I thought I understood how the script worked. I guess I just don't. Because these other things work, right? Like if I get closest. ext dot get closest. What? ext dot wait. But that one works. So why did... Huh? What is ext exactly? Is it not this script? It is this script. Oh, but it's under this. Oh, I see. Okay. So I need to put it under ext. I see. This controller. That is playing. There we go. I figured it out. So if I go here. Okay. We're figuring it out. There's a script I'm definitely not prepared to use yet. Well, no, but I did get it. I did get it. So we're gonna rename this to just trigger. I guess. So if then, and then we'll have a state for idle that it transitions to when it's done doing the animation. So we're checking if the animator is playing the trigger animation If it's not, then we can trigger the animation. So this will allow us to re-enable Sphere Collider, which we've already done. Cool. Now it should only trigger it once. If I'm doing this right, which I think I am. Pretty sure. So if I go into here, switch over, now they'll fall. And then they'll go away because it's switched to a idle animation. Okay. So now what we need to do is actually add the functionality of when the boulders drop and hit the ground, they are going to launch any players that are near them, which is the fun part. So to all of these, I'm going to add a new script. We're going to call this hazard push. Or no, we're just gonna add a hazard controller to these. That we're gonna make a whole bunch of new stuff in it for hazards like the boulders that will launch things. So we're gonna do public launch player, and if it's true, then we're gonna have a float of launch power. That's probably all we really need. Except for a now we just need to figure out how exactly we're going to do the detection for it. So I'm thinking what we can do is public float impact distance. So we're going to have a float that determines the distance from you and the midpoint of this hazard. So like, let's say we set the radius or the distance to like 5 meters. And that means that when this triggers, if you're within 5 meters, then you get hit by it. Yeah. So then I'm going to have a void impact. So on impact, we're going to have a private bool. Private bool. Duration. We're going to have a bool that determines if it's still in the impact. In impact. We're going to do in impact equals true, and then we're going to do another wait and do. To here. Remove this code. Replace this code with impact duration. False. So what this basically does currently is when the impact function is called, then we set in impact to true, and then after the impact duration is up, we set it to false. But we actually need to track the duration. So we'll have a public, or not public void, we'll have a update function. And we're going to count down impact duration. So impact duration minus equals time, but delta time. So as long as the game is running, we are going to count down impact duration. Or no, we don't. What am I talking about? We don't need to do that at all because of the way this is written. So what am I talking about? So yeah, we just, when impact is called, we call in impact. And then after a duration of whatever we set impact duration to, then it sets in impact to false. Cool. So now we just need to actually call impact. How we're going to do that is the pretty nifty thing called animation triggers, which are very awesome and fun. So we have boulder 1 fall here. We're going to go into this, and we're basically going to find when exactly each of these boulders actually hit the ground. So like boulder 1 right here. Let's see, it hits about here. But what I want to do is I actually kind of want to impact beforehand, like set the trigger here, so that, well, we'll try it on, like right on it for now. So we're going to add an event right here, and basically what we're going to do is we need to remember how this works. Do I drag it into here? Do I animation event? Maybe? Shoot, I don't remember how these things work. Let's look that up because I don't remember. Unity animation events. Click. Maybe it's just saying nothing because there isn't anything that we can set it to. It's the function. I thought I could, because all of these have hazard controllers on them. I thought I could I guess I can just do a new script. Oh, I don't want to make so many scripts, but I know what I can do that I believe will work, which is to do hazard parent, I guess, or yeah, sure. After I get this working, I'm gonna go. How long have I been streaming, actually? Does it not say on OBS? Or no, it does. 3 hours. Holy, I didn't know it'd been that long already. Wow. Okay. So we're gonna do, public void. Trigger hazard index. Start. Oops, we have to make a transfer. Reach hazard controller, hazard in hazard parent, hazard dot add, or no, hazards dot add. index. We're going to get int index. And we're going to go hazards index dot trigger. Oops. Need to actually make this public, or no, it's impact. That's what it is. Sure, we can rename some stuff later, so it's actually more logical and readable. But for now, it'll work. Okay. So now we just go to this and just set the parent to itself, I guess. I don't know if I even needed to set parent, but it's fine. We'll keep it for now. So set parent to itself, and then we'll see if hazard parent, there we go. It's just how to index. So this is going to trigger boulder, just boulder, yeah, so that's 0. Okay, cool. 2, oh shoot, it's gonna change that. No, that's fine. Okay. So which is the next one to hit? Or when does this one hit, I should say. This one hits first. So we'll add the event right there. Okay. Oh, I see. It's right here. Duh. Just blind. Getting a little tired. I'll be honest. It's hazard parent methods. Hazard. Oh, set that to 3. This is going to be the third indexed hazard. And then it's this one here. We just do this just to make sure they're all synced properly. They're all triggering at the right time. I think 2. Yeah. Okay. So now it should do that. So if we do trigger hazard index impact, so we're going to put a debug.log right here that says this.name plus string has impacted the ground. Just to make sure this is working properly. But I believe it should. Probably. I think. Maybe. To do .get component as a controller. And to do that the other time as well. I think I'm gonna go after this. I'm getting not like super tired, just kind of exhausted. Working on this for a lot recently. Perfect. So 1, 0, 2, 3. That should be the order. So yeah, they all went through the animation, and at the right times, they all ran that impact script. So I think I'm gonna call it here. So that means what we're gonna do probably tomorrow. I'm probably gonna stream tomorrow. What we're going to do is we're going to go to this impact script, and we're going to actually add the functionality. So we're probably going to check like if if within distance of this to like the player, if it finds like a player or like in the future a bot that's near the impact point, that being the hazard's position, then launch them by the amount of power. So yeah, it's over. I missed it. Yeah, I'm getting tired. I'm getting worn out. It's, what time is it? 3:30 in the morning. How fun. I sleep in 6 hours. I don't know why I'm so tired. Actually, I was gonna say I don't know why I'm so tired already. Maybe it's because I streamed for 3 hours and also worked on another Unity project for 2 hours before this. So I've been in Unity for 5 hours, for the past 5 hours today, which is like a good solid chunk of my day after like doing it the same thing for 6 hours yesterday. That might be why I'm tired. Maybe. Just possibly. But yeah, so what we did today, I'll just quickly recap for you. So we added checkpoints and hazards, which mostly work. So I had 3 hazards across the track. They're just these box colliders. And when you run into them, then it teleports you back to the previous checkpoint you collided with, which were these boxes that I had. And it just teleports you to these little boxes, these respawn checkpoints. So when you pass this checkpoint, then if you die, you get spawned back on this box. But I was struggling for like about an hour, probably, trying to figure out why every time it tried to teleport you back to this box, it immediately teleported you back to where you died. Usually. Not always. Usually. That was the annoying part. Yeah. And then I also added, as you saw, a little bit of this hazard that drops boulders from this mountain. And they land on the track. So the plan for today was to get them also to launch the player away, but I'm feeling tired and I don't really feel like doing it. So so I'm gonna relax for a bit, for probably a while actually. I'm quite tired. So yeah. But what we will be doing, I'm not yawning. What we will be doing is streaming again tomorrow. That I can say for sure. We will stream again tomorrow. It might be a little bit later than what I did today, because I streamed a little bit too early. Go to sleep. Well, you see, I woke up at like how long ago did I wake up? 8 hours ago. So I've been awake for about 8 hours, I would say. Or no, 7 hours ago I woke up. So I'm gonna awake for about 7 hours. I have a weird sleep schedule because I do night shifts. So this is like normal time of the day for me. I'm just like worn out because I've been working on Unity stuff so much. So I need a break for probably most of the rest of the day. So yeah, it'd be how it'd be. But yeah, that was some pretty good progress today, I will say. Still don't know. Yeah, it's like if I run it again, actually, I'll just be able to show you what's going on. I could not figure out why this is happening for the life of me. I'll have to figure it out some other time. But yeah, so I got the checkpoint here. I go through the checkpoint, I fall into the hazard, but I teleport back to the hazard, right? You see, for like a frame, I'm actually teleporting back to the checkpoint, but then it just moves me right back. It's so strange. And I could not figure out why I was here. Yeah. Except for sometimes. You know what I mean? Except for sometimes. So you might think, oh, so this checkpoint, this hazard works, right? No. It does sometimes. See what I mean? It's funky. There's something weird going on. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll figure it out some other time. So yeah, I just have these disabled for now. But yeah, hazards. We'll figure that out tomorrow. Whenever it feels like it, yeah, it'd be like that, you know. Sometimes the hazard's just not really feeling it. Sometimes the teleport is just a bit lazy. It's like, yeah, I could bring you over here, but like, why would I have to do that? You don't need me to bring you over there. So why would I? You know, I get it. Kind of how I'm feeling right now. I could continue streaming, but I'm tired. I don't really feel like it. So yeah, that's gonna be all for today's stream. Thank you for tuning in for the 3 minutes that it has been. As always, the VOD will be on YouTube if you want to skim through for whatever reason. I don't know why you would, but you can do that if you so choose. The VODs are uploaded there automatically. It's pretty cool how YouTube does that. Twitch does not do that. It makes me sad. What I used to have to do when I just streamed exclusively on Twitch was I also had to record at the same time, and then I had to upload this like 5-hour-long VOD and make my computer dead for like hours while that's uploading. It sucked, but YouTube just uploads it automatically. Wow, incredible. So now I'm just multi-streaming, which I think is working. As far as I know, it is working. Because I've gotten a few chat messages in each, and none of them are saying that it's not working. So as far as I'm concerned, that means everything is perfectly. So yeah, I'm gonna get going. Thank you for tuning in, and until tomorrow, I suppose. Bye-bye.